Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this Syncwire 67W dual Type-C charger. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So this also has adapters for the UK and Europe. So here are the specs. Input is 100 to 240 volts, 50 or 60 hertz, 1.5 amp max. Type-C output is 3.3 to 21 volts at 3 amps for 63 watts max, 5 volts at 3 amps for 15 watt, 9 volts at 3 amps for 27 watt, 12 volts at 3 amps for 36 watt. I think we have more modes over here. It looks like 15 volts at 3 amps, 45 watt, 20.3 volts at 3.3 amps is 67 watt, and then Type-C output 2 has 5 volts at 3 amps, 15 watts, 9 volts at 2.22 amps at 20 watts, 12 volts at 1.67 amps, 20 watts for 20 watts max. So we have 67 watts max on the first port, and the second port looks like to be 20 watts max. Now if you're using both ports at the same time, that will knock the wattage down on the first port, and that will give you 45 watts on the first port and 20 watts on the second for 65 watts max. So this talks about the features. We've gone over a lot of these. It does come with a 100 watt Type-C to Type-C cable. So let's open this up. So here we have the UK adapter. This would be the EU adapter. And here's the charger, and here's the cable. So as you can see, this is a nice beefy cable. This is a 100 watt capable cable. I didn't measure the exact length, but this is around 6 foot long. So this is currently set up for US. So we can flip this out just to plug it in. If you want to use the EU adapter, you leave the prongs folded up and then you can slide it in like so. And same here. So if you're traveling within the US, you can just use this adapter. If you're traveling overseas, you just have to carry these little things, and then that's all you have to do. This is ready to go. So that's a really nice feature. So here are the two ports, and to quickly summarize, you can get 67 watts out of this, 20 out of this, but if you use them at the same time, that will knock the first one down to 45 watts, and then the second will have 20. So if you need the absolute fastest charger, you want to just use the top port. If you don't need the absolute fastest, you could use the top and middle. But for an example, if you have this plugged into a MacBook Air, I think the max charge in it is 47 watts, so using both ports only drops this 2 watts from the max. But that's very dependent on your devices, and 45 watts is still plenty capable of charging a device quickly. But if you're in an absolute hurry, say you're in an airport and your plane is boarding, you could have it on that top one to give maximum charge. So I'll plug that into power over here. Plug in USB Type-C. So here we have one of my favorite PD powered devices, a Nintendo Switch. I can plug right into that, and here we're charging. This also can quick charge other devices. So here I have a USB Type-C to Lightning cable, and I'll plug that into my iPad Pro, and here that's charging. So we're currently drawing 29.3 watts. So the Switch is about 90%. This was around 63% on the iPad. So the lower devices are, the faster they'll charge, but there's also limits that the manufacturers place on these. But this is enough power that you could just charge your Switch, or you could plug this into a dock and dock your Switch to play on a TV. This has enough power for that. So that's the Syncwire 67 watt dual Type-C charger. I like the form factor of this. When you fold the plug up, it makes it very smooth and easy to handle. So you could put this in a bag, but you could also carry it in your pocket. I don't know that I'd want to carry this all day, but if you're going to a conference room or wandering around the airport with it or something, you can easily throw it in a pocket. It'll fit in a purse also. This has Type-C USB ports, so this works with modern devices. So you could charge a MacBook with this, a Windows PC that charges with USB Type-C, Chromebooks, many tablets, phones, Switch. I have an electric shaver that charges with USB Type-C. So if I was traveling internationally, I could put in one of these adapters here, plug my charger in here, and easily charge it and not have to worry about a specific adapter for the charger because it charges with USB Type-C. And then I have other devices like flashlights, thermal cameras, you name it, charging with USB Type-C. So it's a very handy standard. And with the international adapters here, that allows you to power many things overseas with just this device alone and the proper cables. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.